Hello, welcome to another edition of the Lee-Winans family show. I am Nana.
And I'm Nathan.
Did you ever stop and think, why spend too much time just getting ready? Let me be honest, I don't know a single thing that I haven't done to make you notice me. Let me be real here. When I see you, my heart starts racing.
Yeah.
So for today, Nana and I are going to have a discussion. We've never had this in the house, so I'm going to surprise him with a question, and then we'll see how it goes. There's a huge risk I am taking, she's taking, because we have never had this discussion.
Yes.
All right, so here's a surprise question. Would you consider yourself a feminist?
Feminist? I'll say yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know this. And actually it's a surprise to me.
Okay, let me explain.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes, because I would always fight for equal opportunity for women in the workplace, society, everywhere, even in the home. I'll fight for equal opportunity. I will not discriminate what my daughter will do from what my son will do. Yeah.
Okay, so well, I'm going to probe a bit because it's my first time hearing this. Now, for me, the idea of feminism seems to be broad and fluid.
Yeah.
And so I don't think I really am into a space of judging people whether they're feminists or not. But clearly, there's a struggle to know or identify exactly what feminism is. Now that I know my wife is a feminist, my question to you is, how is this understanding you have of being a feminist playing in our relationship, in your marriage life and your career, everything together? But especially for me here, how is that playing in our marriage?
Okay, so I don't believe that let's say my daughter should only be responsible for the kitchen, and then my son maybe be responsible for maybe ironing and maybe cleaning the car or something like that. No, we should have a routine. So sometimes he can clean the kitchen or help with the kitchen, and then my daughter is also supposed to iron and do other things. I mean, we shouldn't draw a thin line that the boys should do this and the girls should do this. I don't believe in that. I think that I should raise them to be very dynamic in even house chores, so that when they go out there, they can be dynamic as well.
Okay, so I think that's really true, what you do here. But the question is, do you think for a family that there are basic male roles and basic female roles? I mean, despite the fact that they have to, it doesn't mean if there's a male role, the female will not be able to play that role. But do you think that there are such designation in family or marriage?
Oh yeah, I mean, from our African perspective, we have a role for women and then role for men. Yes, that's clear, but that doesn't become so rigid and stiff. I mean, we should be able to mix and flow each other's role, right?
Yeah. So, to be honest, I've never put the description feminist to you before, because I've never thought that you've even thought about it in that sense. Strangely, we've never had that conversation. But from the definition and from what happens in our home, I am sort of comfortable if there is any class of people who think of themselves as feminists and behave in the manner that you do at home, then I think I'm comfortable to support the idea of feminism in that sense, because from what we do accept basic role of a husband, basic role of a woman, and of the wife.
Yes.
But what we are saying is, for instance, when it comes to keeping the kitchen it is not a rule in this house that you're the one to cook all the time, and that is your role. And if you don't cook, then there's going to be a fight in the house, you know. But as much as I know in this house you're the main person when it comes to leading in cooking the fight, managing the house, you're because of your role as the wife, you know. So I am pleasantly surprised about your view on this, and really helps. And so I think you're beginning to change something in me, that I should look at the spectrum of women who probably advocate for equal opportunity as not people who necessarily all derail the fabric of what makes up a family, or the society. This is quite interesting. Okay, so having said this, we have a daughter. What are your thoughts? What do you think needs to go into bringing up a young girl to become a responsible woman in the future, who will believe in equal opportunities, believe that she can do a whole lot of things rather than just the little that is described by society, still also believing that it still does not erase the designation of role for husband and wife in a family?
Okay, so to start with, she wants our daughter tells me she wants to be a pilot.
Okay.
She always says she wants to be a pilot. Of course, we know it's a male dominated a field. I don't deter her. I push her. I encourage her. We always, talk about, so she's always talking about planes and flying and a trip that she has to be on the plane and sit by the window and, things like that. So, that alone is one step for her to decide to even become a pilot, or to even think. The thoughts that she doesn't believe that, oh no, pilots are usually males. Even that thought alone makes me know that I'm bringing up a very dynamic girl.
And still at home, she is the one who wants the cooking utensils and stuff like that. Play with
all the utensils.
All the time cooking and trying to feed people in the house. Like is it home play or house play they call it?
Yes.
She's always doing that.
Yes.
And at the same time, her professional ambition is to become a pilot.
At least in her 5-year-old mind. That's what she wants to be.
So how do you think how do we help her? How do we make sure we don't deter her, but do we have to deliberately put in a plan? Based on your own life, you are a professional, you do your side hustles as well. Quite a number of side hustles. You're an amazing mother, taking care of the children. You help them with their homework more than I do. Knowing all of these, how do you bring up a child? Again, for me, I'm saying this because those advocating for equal opportunity seem to have a certain tone to it, which is putting a lot of people away from the idea of that equal opportunity, which we call feminism. So how do we create a model one? Someone like you, how do we make someone like you who's a feminist but keeps the home well, doesn't create friction and break up the norms and the culture of a home?
For me, I would always fight if I qualify for something, if I how do I say that? If I'm fit for any role, and I'm denied just because of my sex, that I would not take for granted, and that's what I'll put in my daughter. Put your foot down, make sure that you have what it takes. Once you have what it takes, you can fight for your rights, and I think that's what we are saying. Nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. But if you qualify for it, if you're fit for it, if you have to do it and you can't do it, then why not? You should be there.
So even though we've never used this word, now that I know, what do you think as a husband? Do you think I help feminism in our home? I'm just trying because we've never discussed it. I just want to know if
I'll say yes, yeah, of course, because when I'm not there, you are automatically doing the babysitting and play my role. Let me just put it like, and play my role nicely without complaint. And then also when it comes to, out there, you push me, you help me. You make sure that what I want, I get it. Because, education-wise, at the workplace, I think you make me feel that there's no boundary. And of course, if I dream, if the sky is my limit. And I think one thing, Nathan, one thing we do that helps is, I think also we don't compete between ourselves. Like, there's no competition. We don't say, yeah, because Nathan has this or he's gotten this far, I also need to get there. And he also doesn't deter me from getting where I want to get to. So I think, yeah. So
I think I'm comfortable in my skin and my purpose in life, that I don't feel threatened by how far you go. And I think you're also a very confident woman in your space. So we do not have to compete, and we've never have to do that. That's interesting. Now you're making me think. I've been a supporter of feminism all this while, and I didn't know.
Well, in this context.
Yeah, I think in this context. But truly, it's revealing that there are people like you who would identify with that and still seem to have a different outlook of what most people get exposed to, and that's beautiful. And I want to believe that there are also wonderful people out there like that who we would like to connect with people like that, and probably see if we can together give another perspective to such a wonderful idea that goes. Anyways,
and of course, I think you can also share in the comment section how feminism is playing a role in your home, and how you are, bringing up your kids in a world like this. So we are ready to know.
I'm excited. I'm really excited about this conversation. Like I said from the beginning, we've never had this, and I thought it was a huge risk. I didn't know which way I was going to go, but quite interesting to have such a wife. So this is my advice. I think if you're a man out there and your woman says she is feminist, and she's like my picky lady, then hey, great. That's beautiful. Anyways, so we have 3 boys. Now, my thinking here is there's the need for us to also model their thinking. Not to feel sorry for being men, but also not to use your word, to be discriminated against when female have the opportunity to do something. Well, their interaction with their sister really doesn't tell us that is what is going to happen. But as they grow, I think there's the need for us to sensitize them more and give them a healthy perspective. And for them, maybe I would say they are fortunate because they have a mother like you, and hopefully they have a good father. So I don't know. That's for them to judge. But we owe it to the next generation that as much as we're advancing and creating equal opportunity for women, that the male doesn't feel victimized. But at the same time, the male also doesn't become overly dominant in a situation where women should be given equal opportunity, for them to become responsible men.
Yeah, I think so too. Because it's equal opportunity. We didn't say more opportunity.
Right.
So they shouldn't feel any less.
Yeah.
But we should just make sure that our boys also understand that. Our sons understand that women have that opportunity just the same way as they are, and so basically that's
and offering women equal opportunity. Well, I think between us, whatever role I had to play to make sure that you can also focus on your profession and do all the other things you want to do. It doesn't take anything away from me. It doesn't make me any less of a husband. Doesn't make me any less as a man. Rather, if there's anything, I feel that I'm an enhanced person, having the ability to play that role in support and to see you do all the things that you do. And I'm glad that you are who you are. And thank you for giving me another perspective to this whole idea of feminism. And I'm so glad I married you. And I'm so glad you're my wife, you know. What else can I say? Now I'm blushing. Can you see that I'm blushing?
Yes, I can see.
All right. Do you have any last words?
Well, no. I just want to say, I mean, let's pray that the world becomes a better place for our children when they grow up. I mean, because it's about time. I mean, change begins with us.
Yeah, it does. And let's make marriages great again. I think that's the most important thing. Yeah. God bless you.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. So you know what to do. If you're watching this for the first time, you subscribe to it. Also share the video with friends and family, and let's create this wonderful community together. God bless you and thank you.
Bye.
Did you ever stop and think, why spend too much time just getting ready? Let me be honest, I don't know a single thing that I haven't done to make you notice me. Let me be real here. When I see you, my heart starts racing.